Hey everybody, it's Mr. C. This is a video explaining the Pizza Box book report if you're not here or if you have questions at any later time. I'm going to explain all this in class, but this video is there for your reference if you need it. All right. First, this is the last assignment that you have to do in ELA. It counts for 3 reading grades. All right. It is not difficult, especially if you have an understanding of the book, but it is time consuming. All right. First thing, you should really be doing this 100% in class. I'm going to give you a lot of class time. You probably have like 8 or 9 hours of class time to do this. And the outline is going to be due the 11th, which is a Wednesday. So Wednesday, the 11th of June is when the outline is due. All right. I will check the outline once. Okay. I cannot do it over and over and over again. When you think you're done with the outline, I will check it over. I'll give you some notes, some tips, ideas, thoughts, and then you're good to go. Okay. Once I check the outline and if it is completed in a reasonable way, I will give you your pizza box, and then you guys can collect the materials. Over by the door are scissors, markers, colored pencils, glue sticks, and then the papers that you need in order to create the pizza box project. And typically the best option is you put everything in the folded pizza box, and then the next day when you work on it in class, everything is there. The one thing I'm going to ask you not to do, please do not put materials in the pizza box, meaning don't put markers, colored pencils, crayons, because other people need to use them. So that's my tip and suggestion. Right here on Google Classroom, you have 2 really good examples of what the pizza box should look like. You have the outline, which you can complete on paper. Do not complete it over on the computer. And then you have the rubric. And I'm going to go through everything and give you some thoughts and tips and tricks on that. Okay, so every reference is on Google Classroom, but this is 100% done on pencil paper and with some arts and crafts stuff. All right, so anyway, here's the ground rules. You're going to be graded on the accuracy of your information as well as your ability to showcase your knowledge of the book. And I'm giving you a rubric as well. I just said this too. You're not going to be given the materials until you complete the outline, and I'm going to check the outline once. All right. The entire book is going to be completed without the use of the internet. The one exception to that is the notes for the hero's journey. Okay, you could use that, but I absolutely 100% do not want anyone Googling anything. You shouldn't have to. All right. So let me go through the pizza slices first. Theme. What do you learn from the book? It's the universal truth that's true for me, true for you, true for everyone. What is the theme of the book? You pick a theme and you support it with details and reasoning. All right. Setting. Really, in order to do this correctly, you're going to need the 2 cities that this book takes place in. Okay. There's one in America where they're from and they return to, and then there's the other city that they go to in Mexico. All right. I know it sounds a little bit funny, but technically all of the challenges and most of the book takes place in that single city in Mexico, so you need both. What might be good with the setting is to explain, like, here's the city where the girls are from, and then here's this other city, and then what happened. So, like, what happened in both cities. Main character and hero. This should be mega obvious to you. Include events from the story that show how they're the hero. Who's the main character? Why are they a hero? Favorite quote. You could pick anything that you want. You need the chapter and the page number. No, I will not tell you where things are. You got to go back in the book and look. All right. Main problem, we discussed this 100 times in class. What is the problem the girls and the hero are trying to solve? And you're going to have to describe it. Information about the author. You are going to use the about the author and the interview with the author section to create a short biography for Guadalupe Garcia McCall. There's enough information in these two sections. You should not be Googling anything. You're going to have to just go back in those sections and read there at the end of the story, end of the book. All right. There's a lot of different mythological stuff in here. You're going to pick your favorite one and tell me how they are significant to the plot. We did this generally with that mythology slideshow a few weeks ago in class. So Chencho, how did he influence the plot? The Nigual, how did he influence the plot? The Curanderas, whatever. Tell me what you like and how they were significant. Genre is the style of book. Okay, this book falls into a lot of different categories. Pick one and explain how with examples from the story. All right. There are some genres that work and there are some genres that don't. Okay. For example, this is not a realistic fiction story because there's a lot of magic involved in it. I wouldn't suggest picking that. Prediction. What do you think the characters are going to be doing a year from when the story ends? Chapters 21 and 22 are a nice insight into this. But pretty much anything that makes sense and is based on the reality of the book is going to be fine. What's Odelia doing? What's the mother doing? What are all the sisters doing? All right. So those are the 9 pizza slices. The thing to keep in mind here, you don't have a ton of room to write, so you're going to have to keep your descriptions for any of the pizza slices brief. Not so brief that it's 1 or 2 lines, but you can't just write on and on and on and on. All right, so make sure that you're being descriptive, you're answering the question, but you're answering it in a way where you're not describing it and over talking and over analyzing. Breadsticks, pick any 5 characters and you're going to pick some character traits. I would say 3 or 4 character traits a person is fine. These do not have to be in complete sentences because you have limited room on the breadsticks. Just really quick, I'll show you this. With the pizza slices, I'll show you this as well. This is what I mean. You don't have a terrible amount of room. You got about 15 lines. You're going to have to write kind of small, but that's what I mean. You can't just overanalyze everything. So 5 characters and then 3 or 4 character traits for each. It could just be, like PETA, and then whatever you think of PETA, like, 4 descriptive words. Odelia's 5 wishes, and those are going to be on the soda cans. Again, you're going to have to be kind of explain this in a simple way, what she uses the wishes on. So like wish number 1, and then a sentence to describe it. So you're going to have to keep this simple. You only have a little bit of room on the soda cans in order to really describe what's going on there. So you need all 5 wishes. Final thing is the book blurb, and this is a way to encourage potential readers to purchase the story. This is a blurb that you are going to attribute to yourself. So you're going to write it, and then you're going to sign it with your name. So there is one on the back of your book, not on my copy, for an example, but just your thought of the story. You're trying to encourage other readers to read this book. So a quick one. There are some blurbs that you could see. This one in particular is pretty good. You can zoom in here. It says, normal world to magical world, and then she signs it there. That's a decent blurb, okay? So just some quick, encouraging description of the story. All right? So those are the basics of the actual book report. What you will see is that this is kind of decorated, and it's got the title, it's got the pizza slices down there. I'm going to give you little packets to put the breadsticks and the soda cans. Make this your own. The one thing I don't suggest doing is writing on the outside of the pizza box because it's brown. It says Wegmans on it, and it's just not going to look good. So I would just contain your work to the inside of the pizza box. All right. Rubric, how you're going to be graded. All right. Spelling, punctuation, and grammar all the time. All right. One thing to keep in mind here, this is 100% your handwriting. If I can't read it, then you're going to struggle to get the grade that you want. All right, so you're going to have to take your time. Due date. So the outline and the final project are handed in on time. Again, the outline is due on the 11th, and the final project is going to be due on the 20th of June. All right, so you have a bunch of days to work on this. Keep in mind, we have the field trip, and then we have Juneteenth off. So overall, I'm recording this on Thursday the 5th. So we have Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 9 class days to do this. All right. Neatness. Final project is organized, neat, and easy to read, and no pencil is used in the final assignment. I have pens over there for you. Treat those pizza slices like it's a final copy. I will take points off for pencil. It's hard to read. It doesn't look as neat. Another suggestion is that you write on the pizza slices and then you color afterward. If you use crayon, it is very hard to write in pen over crayon. All right, do the writing first, do the coloring second. Characters and the character traits, that's a grade. The next ones are the pizza slices. So main character, theme, setting, favorite myth, favorite quote, main problem, information about the author, genre, and prediction. I am grading you on the blurb, and I am grading you on the favorite myth. Okay. Overall, no surprises with the grading rubric. The big things here is that our neatness, you're following directions, and you're turning the things in on time that need to be turned in. All right. I've seen kids get 3 100s on this project because they nailed it, and I've seen some kids that got 3 zeros on it because they chose not to do it. All right. Anyway, that's the overall gist of the book report, the Pizza Box book report assignment. So this video is just for your reference. Other stuff too, again, you have the rubric right here, you have 2 examples, and then you have a reference of the outline. All right, I'll see ya.